so don't be gone too long.
Yeah, let's get started. I think I'm going to start with the foundations. These are the handful of foundations that I like to kind of rotate through. This is the newest edition. This is actually the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 6W1 Sandalwood. This is so full coverage. I don't really like to use it with a sponge. I'd rather use it with a brush. The Morphe, what is it? For some Morphe brush, I don't even know. It's a really good foundation brush though, and I love to use it with this. I'm not a sponge person with this because it is so full coverage. I put like a couple of little dots all over my face and call it a day. It has more of a satin finish as well as the L'Oreal 24-hour fresh wear foundation. I really, really like this. It has an SPF of 25 in it, so it's really good. I did actually specifically buy this for vacation, but it does look like it's going to come in handy, and I'm really excited. I love this. The next one I want to talk about is the CoverGirl Matte Made True Blend Foundation. This foundation is so good. So good. Full coverage, super matte. I'm in the shade 115. I think it's warm tawny. Yeah, I love this. And just a tip for anybody who, wants to branch out and use different foundations, but you're not really sure which color you should get. There is a website called findation.com. I'll link it down below in the description, where you can put in a foundation color that you already know that you are, and find foundations. This is what got me into buying foundations. Every time I wear this, I have someone asking me what I'm wearing, and I always tell them it's this, and they are always so shocked at how good it looks. So I love this foundation. I actually got it in the dewy and smooth formula as well. Last summer, for whatever reason, my face kind of did this thing where it got dry, which is never a thing for me. So it's super weird. My face, not the foundation, but it is a good foundation. I didn't even know this. It has SPF 18. I didn't even realize that. And I've had this for about a couple months now. So that one's really nice. And then I have the Superstay. It's so strange because the Superstay, I'm 356 warm coconut, and in the Fit Me's, I'm 355 just plain coconut. So I think that's kind of weird, but it works. And this is, if you're looking for a super full coverage, going out at night kind of foundation, but you don't want to pay 40 something bucks for it, this is really good. It's $11.99, I believe, at Ulta. I love this. You can always find a coupon at Ulta. They're really good about that. But yeah, I love it. It still has a seal on it. Haven't used it yet. So there's that. Okay, so next is primers. I guess I'll start with the matte primers. I love the Fenty. Actually, do I love it? I don't know if I love it because I don't feel like it's really all that matte. To be quite honest, it kind of feels like a moisturizer, which I'm not mad at, but it's definitely not as matte as some other primers that I'm gonna show you in a second. So it's not bad. That's why I usually, with the high-end makeup products, I usually buy a sample size first, because I don't want to spend 40 something dollars on something and just end up not liking it. So there's that. One primer that I do love, because I am so oily, I'm so oily, because one of the primers that I really do love is one of the primers that I actually really do love is this Becca primer. It is the Evermatte in Poreless Priming Perfector. It is so, when it tells you it's matte, oh honey, it's matte. The only problem that I really ever had with this primer is that when you put it on, it depends on how you put it on sometimes. It like leaves these weird streaky things on your face. I'm not sure if that means because it's old or it's that matte that it's just doing that. I'm not sure, but it is a really good matte primer. Something comparable to the Becca is the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot. This is just the cheaper version of this. This was so good. I think it's like 12 bucks at Ulta, I believe. But I do really like this. I don't know why I still have these because they're like empty. So there's that. Another really good matte primer is the Can't Stop Won't Stop primer. I have the foundation, and I am in the shade Sienna. I didn't include that in the haul or in the, review or whatever the hell this is. I didn't include it because I actually had already finished an entire bottle, and I haven't really bought another one or had a chance to buy another one, because for some reason when I go to CVS or like Walgreens, they never have the shade Sienna. Like I can only find at Ulta. So, but this so far is really, really good. I do like to put it on my T-zone, my chin, especially around the sides of my nose, because that's the places that I get oily the most. But yeah, I really do like this primer. Now, e.l.f. This is the Poreless Putty Primer. This is the dupe for the Tatcha Luminous Silk Primer. This, is it Tatcha Luminous Silk? I don't think it's Tatcha Luminous Silk. I don't know, but it is the Tatcha primer that is kind of like this. It's like a putty. This is really nice. I really only focuses on my cheeks because I have really, really big pores, or they're big to me. I have pores on my cheeks that I kind of want to fill in. So this is really good for that. As well as the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I like to put those, put this around my like cheek area around my face. And then I have the Touch in Sol No Pore Blim primer. I really actually do like this primer. I didn't think I would, because I have such oily skin, but like it really is good. It does smooth out the skin. It kind of does fill in the pores. It's noticeably different, not too different, but it is a noticeable difference when I put this on. So yeah, that's the primers. Alright, now we're into bronzers, highlighters, and blushes. I'm going to just go through the bronzers really quickly. I have this ColourPop Press Pan. Can't remember what the shade is. I'll link it down below, or I'll list it down below in the description box once I find what that is. I can't remember. But I do have the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Mahogany. I've already hit pan on it because it is literally the blush or the bronzer that I use every day. I love this bronzer. Another bronzer that I actually don't use anymore, but I used to use, there's this e.l.f. Duo in Bronzed Violet. So it had a bronzer and it had a blush. I really like the e.l.f. compacts that, oh my goodness, well, can't open that. I'll show a picture in the bottom right. I really like the e.l.f. duos like this because they really remind me of the NARS duos. It's really nice. I like this. It was kind of a cream product, but it still worked really well with my brushes. I should probably throw this away because this is like a couple years old. Like, this is old, so don't really use it anymore, but it's still nice to have, I guess. Let's see. And then the last bronzer is this Morphe bronzer, which is actually kind of nice. I actually kind of really like this bronzer. It has like a highlighting shade next to the bronzer, and I like to mix them together to kind of give it more of a bronzy, like sparkly look, I guess. This is in Showman's Brontour. That's so funny. But yeah, I really like this. And now I'm gonna move on. Oh wait, actually I have one more bronzer. This is the first e.l.f. bronzer that I ever got, like ever, when I like first started wearing makeup. There used to be a mirror here. That's not there anymore. But as you can see, I hit pan on this little right hand corner pan, and I used to use this small like e.l.f. stippling brush with it, and I don't know, maybe it's because my face was skinnier that it worked out perfectly. I don't know. But I'm gonna move on to highlighters now. But this is actually kind of in the category of contour and bronzer. It is the It's My Ray Ray collaboration. Why did I like run out of breath? Anyway, with BH Cosmetics. I love this palette for the face. I haven't really used any of the shadows, but like these shadows are beautiful. Like, look at those shimmers. They're so pretty, but I only really use it for the highlight. As you can tell, I really like to combine that highlight with this highlight. This is the Wet n Wild Crown of My Canopy, I think it is the shade, I believe. Yeah, I love this. I love to mix those two shades up. It really creates a beautiful highlight. And then I do have the Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped. I only really use this shade and this shade. But again, I always mix that shade with this shade. I don't know why, I just do. It looks so good. And then I do have the Morphe X Bretman Rock Babe in Paradise palette. I remember when it came out at Ulta. I used to work at Ulta. And this was like everything to me. Like, I love this shade. It's so weird because that shade, excuse the dirty palette, but that shade's such a pretty, like, pale, like pink iridescent color. It's so weird, but it's so pretty on the skin. And then I do have this highlighter from the Makeup Shayla and ColourPop collab, and this is in the shade, I believe, Pose. Yes, Pose. This is in the shade Pose. It is so pretty. I don't want to keep turning it upside down because I know it's going to be all in the lid when I open it the next time. And then, let's see. I have this, ooh, and then I have, oh no, I have this Profusion blush and glow palette. These highlighters, like, if you really want like a wet highlight, like that's a wet highlight right there. Like, these are so nice for like daytime, nighttime, especially night. Oh my god, they're beautiful. I'm gonna move on to blushes. Oh no, this is my prize possession, even though it fell apart on me. This is the M Resi highlighter. Like, oh my god, look at it. Oh sis, why'd you go and break them? Why? Like, this, I can only really use it as like a topper, like a highlight topper, but I love this highlighter. So pretty, so pretty. Now I'm gonna move on to blushes. So the first blush that I actually use on the regular is this Bare Minerals Generation Nude blush. I think it's called But First Coffee. Yes, But First Coffee. And I actually got this from TJ Maxx. It was like $7.99. I really like this, and it's dark enough to almost like blend in with my bronzer, but it's not too dark to where it just looks absolutely crazy. So there's that. And then I have these.
Ma toilette es pilon et de tous mes dos. My toilet is full of sweet tomatoes.
French. She's French all of a sudden. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my god, I'm struggling. This is the blush from e.l.f. This is in, I think, Berry Mary. Yes, Berry Mary. And it reminds me of the NARS Orgasm blush. It's even in the kind of the same component. So that one's really pretty. It does have a little bit of like a golden speckle to it. So it is really pretty, but you know. Now this is an e.l.f. blush palette that I really enjoy. I kind of just mix all of the colors into one and apply it like that. I really do like this one. And then I do have this really old Avon blush. It's pretty old. It's pretty old. If I can even freaking open it. It's pretty old, I'm not gonna lie. But that's such a pretty color. That is such a pretty color. Like, oh, so pretty. And then I do have this NYX illuminating, like, chromatic, whatever the hell this is, duo thing. And I really like this as a blush topper before I dropped it and it broke into a million pieces. So, but it is really pretty. If you're looking for like a little bit of a glow, you don't want to even really put a highlight on, this is perfect for that. So yeah, that is all the blushes, highlights, and bronzers.
But anywho.